If you would have told me at the beginning of summer of 2024 that I would write a headline later saying that I'm scared to see Joker 2, right before the film comes out, I would say you are insane, like Arthur Fleck. There's no way. Joker 2 was like one of the films I really wanted to see in 2024. There was three of them. The first was John Wick, the latest John Wick, where the plot was a little thin, but overall, the action was amazing. The cinematography was amazing. The stunt work, the direction, oh, John Wick was so good. And the second film I wanted to see was Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, I've always liked Ryan Reynolds since Two Guys and a Girl in a Pizza Place. And I did not foresee Hugh Jackman coming back after Logan, because Logan was so great, but he came back as Wolverine from a different universe. And it was even better than I thought. Now, did I foresee it making $1 billion? No. But of the three Deadpool films, that Deadpool Wolverine is my absolute favorite. And the third film that I wanted to see was Joker 2. I've been waiting to see Joker 2 since 2019. Since that way that film ended and they announced that they're going to make a Joker 2, it's like, I can't wait. Todd Phillips is coming back. He directed The Hangover. He's coming back as director. Joaquin Phoenix is coming back. And then they added Lady Gaga. I'm a Gaga fan. They added Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. I said, this film can't lose. But early on, they said that Joker 2 will be a musical. I was like, why? This film, that Joker in 2019 was a very dark, entertaining film. You're not watching Joker, even though Joaquin was dancing in it, you don't sit there saying, this needs a musical number in it. It's like, no, it was so dark. Let's go back to 2019, right? So Joker comes out 2019. And the headlines was mesmerizing. Joaquin Phoenix gives an Oscar-worthy performance. Film of the year. One of the best comic book movies of all time. It made $1 billion as an R-rated film. Joker was a whole pop culture moment. The laugh that Joaquin Phoenix did in the film. You be in the store walking, and in the distance you hear. It's like, that laugh was a pop culture moment. It was so good. And then you watch the film, and it's like, Joaquin lost so much weight for that role. And then, and he's like, oh, he went full De Niro. And then actually, Robert De Niro is actually in the film, playing a flip version of the role he played in The King of Comedy, the film he did with Martin Scorsese, where De Niro was the crazy guy, and Jerry Lewis was the host that he was terrorizing. That was amazing. Murray. And then you got the whole story about Arthur Fleck and this whole thing with his mom and the whole Thomas Wayne thing, that interaction. And he was in love with Zazie Beetz because Zazie was from Atlanta. And you didn't know, and then it looked like she was really into him, which is like, wow. And then you watch it later, it's like, oh. And there's the subway scene with the clowns. And all the killings were just brutal, man. That film was not for the faint at heart. And the fact that Arthur Fleck was this downtrodden guy that wanted to be a stand-up comedian, but he was horrible at it. His job was a clown, and he was bad at it. The people at work was on him, except for the little guy. Him dancing down the stairs as the Joker was an iconic moment. They pull him out of the police car, and then he's dancing on the car, and and the other clowns looked at him like a god. That film was pretty perfect. That's one of the best comic book movies ever. And when I'm ranking like my favorite comic book movies of all time, I keep on forgetting to rank it in there. Because in a lot of ways, it doesn't feel like a comic book movie. It just feels like a fantastic drama. Brilliant, brilliant film. Then we flash forward to 2024. And the early critiques that came out wasn't flattering. You didn't hear mesmerizing, film of the year. Joaquin Phoenix gives an Oscar-worthy performance. It was mixed. And then I started seeing video titles on YouTube from YouTube makers who covers comic book films and comic book TV shows. Nerdrotic, he wasn't good with it. I saw a lot of titles that said WTF. I saw one title that says Joker 2 destroyed Joker or something like that. It's like, oh no, this isn't good. Now again, some of these guys didn't like the Marvels, right? I really like the Marvels. Not one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. It's not, but I enjoyed it. Like, I liked it better than I liked Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel made $1 billion, but the Marvels tanked, so a lot of people didn't like it, but some people did. I said, well, sometimes my taste doesn't jive with other people's tastes. But then there's a channel called Emergency Awesome. And the guy who does that channel is really good. He gives you a lot of great Easter eggs and tidbits about comic book movies and films and fantasy stuff. And usually he's pretty positive. But he said, if you enjoy musicals and Lady Gaga, this film's for you. If you're looking for a straight ahead sequel to The Joker, you'll be greatly disappointed. I was like, oh no! Not Emergency Awesome. Oh no. This film is cooked. Dang it. Which makes me sad because I really wanted to see it. Because what I usually do, because when Deadpool Wolverine came out, I was going to see it. I was going to wait till the crowd dies down and see it on Monday. But I remember Wesley Snipes' name was trending right before the film came out. I was like, oh, what's he up to? And I clicked on it. It's like, oh my God, he's in that film. It's like, oh, you guys are spoiling it for me. So I went to see it for a matinee, which is also funny because I don't really spend a lot of money on bad films. Back in the day, I can take like $20 and you can see 2 to 3 films. And it's like, oh, okay, well, if that film sucked, I still saw 2 films that's good, or, But no, when I went to Deadpool and Wolverine, I said, okay, I'm here for the matinee. It's like, okay, sir. I saw it, and he said, okay. And he told me what the price was. I was like, oh, I'm here for the matinee. And it's like, oh yeah, that is the matinee price. I was like, what? I said, well, how much is the nighttime price? This. What? Films are so high. So if I go see a film, it has to be something that I like. And I don't know if I'm going to see Joker 2 now, which hurts me. I think I'm still going to see it. It might be on one of those days at Regal Cinema or Cinemark where it's a really cheap day that they have. But that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan at all. If there's one silver lining from this, I'm hoping that Die With a Smile by Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga is in it. So that means if it's in it, that means it could be nominated for an Oscar. Now, Die With a Smile is like one of my favorite songs of the year, if not my favorite song of the year. Great. I think it's over 115 million, 126, probably closer to 130 million views now. It just came out in August. So it's a great song. So I hope Gaga and Bruno, that song is in the movie. Because Gaga just dropped an album, but it's not on there. And I'm not sure when Bruno Mars is going to drop his next album. So it might be on his next album. I don't know. But what do you guys think? No spoilers. I don't want you guys spoiling the film for anybody. But how are you like me? Are you like on the fence now? Was Joker 2 one of those films that you really wanted to see, and now the buzz on it is not that great? How you guys feel about it? Man, Todd Phillips, the director, has already said that he's done with DC. He said he's not going to make another Joker. So this is it. No more Jokers after this. I haven't heard anything from Joaquin at all, so I guess he's probably done with the Joker too. Which is so sad because the Batman universe is actually doing pretty well now. Like Matt Reeves' Batman with Robert Pattinson was great, and then Matt Reeves got the Penguin spinoff on HBO. So for the Batman universe, it's great. And you would have thought that Joker 2 would fit in right with that greatness, but I guess I'll have to go back and watch Joker 1 this weekend. And I laugh like Arthur Fleck. Oh, Murray. Why did it have to do this, Murray? Murray!